Were you the biggest Pro Bowl snub in the league?
I made the Pro Bowl.
Or All Pro? My fault. All Pro.
But the All Pro.
Woof.
My fault. My fault.
That was
made the
tough.
Pro
Will.
Bowl.
My fault. Hang on. Were you the biggest All Pro snub in the league?
That's not me to decide, but
You're a competitive motherfucker, dude.
That shit. Fucking
I know.
pissed me off.
I saw
That shit pissed me
you
off.
vocalize it a little bit, or enough to be like, hey, this is a receipt I'm keeping.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like anything else, bro. When I look at it, you have this own story in your head. Boom, this is how it's gonna go. I want this. I'm gonna get this. Like this year, bro. If I look at I made All Pro last year. I was second team All Pro. I had 8 sacks, but I had 100+ pressures. Boom, whatever. And that was like, from the outside world, everyone's like, oh, it was a fucking flash in the pan. He was just doing it because it was a contract. He needed to get a contract. Like, I heard that shit all offseason. Like, okay, it was like this big storybook. Maxx told everybody about his sobriety story. Like, it was just like everyone had like, oh, it's just too good to be true. That was his year. But like I feel like people in the outside world didn't truly respect me like fully as like a Myles Garrett or TJ Watt, because, they're all first round picks. They're all top 10 guys. They're all consistently ballers. Like, so for me going into this year, like, my attitude was like, fuck that. Like, I'm that guy. Like, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be, because I'm always compared, ever since Khalil Mack left, like, everyone talks about how the Raiders been missing a pass rusher, missing Khalil Mack. We haven't recovered from Khalil Mack leaving. And that's like something I take super serious, bro. Like, and I take offense to that shit, like, but in a good way. I let it use it as motivation. And so, like, in my storybook, like, I have a lot of things that I want to do. And going into this year, like, all right, how am I going to do better? How am I going to do better than second team All Pro? I want to be first team All Pro. I want to do, there's a lot of things, but I'm not like a big like number. I don't put a number on anything. Like, I'm going to get this amount of sacks, this amount of blah, blah, blah. For me, it's like, I'm going to fucking improve. Well, whatever that looks like, I'm going to improve as a player and take a whole nother step. And just from a film perspective, from a stat perspective, I did that in literally every facet. I led the team in tackles as a DN. I had fucking 89 tackles. Like, I had 22 TFLs. I led the league. I had 12.5 sacks. I was like tied 6. Pressures. I was top 3 in the league. Like, every category, like, I took big strides. And for me, in my head, like, my perfect story is, boom, I'm gonna start in the Pro Bowl again. I got that. The last thing was All Pro, and I'm waiting. I'm like, boom, I can't wait. But and then all of a sudden I look at the list, I'm like, what? And like, I was shook, bro. Like, I was hurt. Like, you know what I mean? Deep down, like, that shit hurt my pride. I'm like, what the fuck? I got better, bro. I know I got better. And I didn't make it. And that's the thing. In my perspective, in my world, like, that was the final thing that I fucking wanted on this season. We didn't make the playoffs. I knew we weren't making the playoffs. Like, just from my personal goals. And then I didn't get that. And I'm like, all right, motherfuckers. Like, the season went great, but I'm not doing enough. That's just the way I took it. And I know I got better.
Like, y'all must have forgot.
Yeah, but at the same time,
y'all
like,
forgot.
Yeah,
like, bro,
yeah.
like, I know I got better. My goal was to get better. I did, bro, everything in my power all fucking offseason. I did everything right. And then that was the last thing that I wanted. And boom, I didn't get it. And so for me, I could sit there and bitch and go on Twitter, fuck that, is bullshit. You see guys all the time bitching about the shit. You see just a couple games ago when fucking dude had a meltdown and blaming the refs, and I see dudes blaming, well, fucking old linemen hold all the time, refs don't call it. Like, I'll never be that guy, bro. I think that shit like that is so weak to me. Like, you're gonna get held. Like, I know I get held all the time, bro. You watch the Rams' last drive against us, bro. I was getting literally tackled. But I'm not going to go and double down and go look like a little fucking crybaby. You know what I mean? That's not me. So at the end of the day, like, the last thing I wanted was to get that All Pro. But I know at the end of the day, like, I'm going to look back next year when I do everything I set out to do and be like, yeah, this shit was for a reason. God needed that little thing that's going to fucking push me to do that extra little rep, the extra little shit. And it is what it is. Like, that shit pisses me. Like, it really hurt me. But
You see over here. Hey, Dave, don't you like that? That's kind of not for me to say. It's like, hey, come on now. He's like, man, I fucking.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit, yeah.
I'm going to let y'all know, bro.
I'm not
It's
like
juicy.
that, but fuck that shit, dude.
No, like, bro.
I get it.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything. Like, in my young self, Like, I thought the same thing. Like, when I was going my rookie year, like, I thought I was going to win Rookie of the Year. I thought I should have won it. I didn't. But that helped me the next year. Like, it's always something that every player needs, that little extra motivation. And, like, I can't control that. But at the end of the day, bro, I know, like, it's all going to pay off. Like, it's all going to – I don't need to force it and talk on Twitter and do all this extra shit and complain and – what is that going to do for me, bro? It's going to make me look like an ass if I go next year and don't play as well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do everything I can to be better than I was this year, and that's what's going to push me. So, yeah, it is what it is.